The 9th event of the season gets underway here in Scotland at one of the most prestigious and historic golf clubs, the Royal Burgess Golfing Society, on the outskirts of Edinburgh. 156 players are competing in this week's event, the Simpson Marwick Championship. Welcome to the HotelPlanner.com EuroPro Tour. This week marks the halfway stage in the tour, and we find ourselves here at the Royal Burgess in Scotland, a club which boasts the world's oldest golf society, dating back to 1735. It's another fantastic venue, and today we've got another great show in store. Coming up, the winner of last week's event, Neil Chowdhury, visits Edinburgh Castle.
I just want to hit it on something hard so you could see the bounce, how far the ball would actually come back up in the air, you know what I mean?
Cool.
We get to know one of the EuroPro Tour regulars, Gary King.
I want to be competing with the best players in the world. That's always been my goal. I want to be travelling the world playing with the best.
And our resident pro, John E. Morgan, gives us some tips out on the course.
I don't even know what club is the right club to hit. Why are you recording that?
8 events have been played so far this season, and we've seen some really fantastic golf as the tour has travelled all around England and Scotland. Some players have really excelled themselves in a bid to try and climb up the order of merit and secure a top 5 finish in order to win a Challenge Tour card. Here's a reminder of the results so far this season. The tour began at the Belfry, where William Harrold won his first EuroPro title. Then we headed north to Scotland, where Jack Sr. was victorious. William Harrold and Jack Sr. went on to win the next 2 events to establish a good lead on the order of merit. The 5th tournament was hosted at the Asbury, and amateur champion Garrick Porteous announced his arrival on the professional stage with a win. Stiggy Hodgson was then victorious at Camberwell Park after winning a playoff. James Robinson won for the first time as a professional at Frilford Heath. And last week at the Carrick on Loch Lomond, Neil Chowdhury won his first EuroPro Tour event. After 8 events, this is how the order of merit shapes up. Jack Sr. and William Harrold still hold the top 2 spots on the order of merit, followed by James Robinson, Stiggy Hodgson and Elliot Saltman. But with £10,000 awarded to the winner each week, there are plenty more chances for any of our EuroPro Tour players to climb the rankings for a chance to win a Challenge Tour card this season. This week, the Royal Burgess is hosting the Simpson Marwick Championship EuroPro Tour event. The Barnton course is set in beautiful parkland just 6 miles from the city centre of Edinburgh and provides a rewarding challenge for our players. It was established in 1895 and has since then seen many famous designers and architects make their mark here, including Willie Park and Philip Mackenzie, all resulting in a very unique experience for anyone that plays here. The course, which measures 6,511 yards, is renowned for its smooth, fast greens, manicured fairways and well-positioned and designed bunkers. A number of prestigious tournaments have been played here, including the Scottish Professional Championships. In the 1920s and 30s, it was here that the Prince of Wales and Duke of York always enjoyed a game when they visited Edinburgh. The clubhouse also has a rich tradition and has a huge collection of historical memorabilia, which is testimony to the legacy of the society. It's another fantastic course that really puts our EuroPro players to the test. Rounds 1 and 2 saw some of our seasoned golfers do well again, as well as some new faces emerge from the field.
I've really been putting well the last couple of months, and I feel like this week is a strong putt is really going to come through, because it's not the longest course and you're going to have a lot of birdie chances, so anyone who's rolling the putter good is going to be shooting low scores, I think.
Just to be in this event for a start is very exciting for me. You know, it's my first ever professional tournament, and the fact it's on my home course is just making it very special.
I think this is my third good chance to try and get the win, so I'm getting more comfortable with being in the contention of each tournament. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think I've had 3 top 4s this year, and it's been good. I've just narrowly missed out on a couple of playoffs by a shot this year, but you know, I'm positive that a win's coming, and just keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully it'll happen.
Time now to get round 3 underway and hand you over to the commentators, Simon Golding, Andrew Coltart and John E. Morgan.
Well, let's take a look at this leaderboard as we head into the final round. And it's that two-way tie for the lead between Colgate and King at the top there on 9 under. And then fascinating, James Ross looking to do what James Robinson did at Slaley Hall a couple of years back, an amateur winning at a professional tournament. All that action to come when our leading groups get out. But in terms of the chasing pack, well, James Watts going for par at the first, but ends up having to tap in for bogey, dropping from 5 under to 4 under. Not the ideal start, I'm afraid, for the Englishman. And how about another Englishman? Stiggy Hodgson, winner now on the EuroPro Tour. Started his round very nicely, moving from 4 under to 5 under with that birdie at the first. So Stiggy underway and firing. Andrew Cheese also faced with a tricky par putt, similar sort of distance to the one that Watts left short. Cheese goes past. So a bogey tap in for him, and he too dropping a shot at the first. And you might notice those trees blowing in the background. Some concern about gale force winds coming into the course later today, which is why our groups are going out as 3s on this final round. Another short game genius this time, Paul Reed, unfortunately falling victim to that first hole. He too dropping a shot to get things underway. And McBain alongside him, also rolling that one in for a bogey. So a bit of carnage at the first for our chasing pack. And now time to introduce you to the leading groups. The penultimate group, Group 21, Tim Rice, Neil Fenwick and Marcus Armitage. And those guys will be looking to put together some decent scores to chase our leaders, all at 9s and 8s under the card. The amateur, James Ross, heads out with Gary King and Jack Colgate tied for the lead at the moment in Group 22. So some cracking golfers heading out in that penultimate group, and I can tell you some cracking golfers here in the commentary box. Andrew and John, looking forward to getting this one underway.
Certainly is, Simon. Yeah, here's young James Ross, local boy, recently led the European team in the Palmer Cup in the final day singles to an 8.5, 1.5 victory against the Americans there at Walton Heath. So a very, very good player, very consistent.
Yeah, good start from a man that has played this course so many times, 65, 67 in his first 2 rounds. Now, a little bit of trouble under the trees there, and trees, John, will give this course a little bit of protection today.
Oh, without doubt. And I tell you what, with this strong wind, it's going to be swirling like you wouldn't believe above them. So these boys are going to have to kind of hit a few knockdown shots or judge it to perfection to get the ball close, that's for sure.
EuroPro Tour winner Stiggy Hodgson had a superb build-up during the course of this season, had a few chances last year, but this year he really has arrived. And the man from Chester giving that some laldy, to use some local parlance, and what a shot.
Oh yeah, he does like making a move from way back. We've seen that at Cumberwell Park, so you never know what might come out of his locker, Mr. Stiggy.
Now Colgate and King, sounds like a firm of solicitors, doesn't it, leading our tournament today, and Jack won't be too happy with that one. So work still to do for Jack, and I imagine we'll see some changes on that leaderboard before too long. Now, bit of a tester here for Ross.
This will settle the nerves. Go on, Mr. Ross. Oh,
they are all struggling at the first, John.
Yeah, I know, every grain of grass on this golf course.
Here's Hodgson. Lovely second shot to here. That's for a birdie. That's to move him to 6 under if he gets it. Good roll. Well hauled. Slams it in the back of the cup.
Well, 2 very purposeful shots there from Hodgson. King to hold on to this 9 under.
This will be a great up and down from over the back. Bit of borrow. Hasn't hit it hard enough. Not the start you want.
Well, the Englishman from Tyrrell's Wood, 64 and 67 on the first 2 days. Not quite able to find the finish there. Fenwick on the third.
Yeah, you can pummel this drive, take these bunkers out of play if you get the driver out. I tell you what, you can go up there and place it any better. And you can tell actually this wind is so strong, it's brought the bunkers into play. They were able to take them out earlier on in the week. Just shows you the difference in golf course.
Well, Neil Fenwick, Mr. Consistent at the moment on the EuroPro Tour. Had a couple of fourths and a third at Longhurst Hall, and he's playing alongside Marcus Armitage. You, Andrew, we've seen him just implode a little on a couple of final rounds recently.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Always a learning process for these young players. Colgate taps in for his par there.
So he'll take that. And Colgate leaves the green with a par, smiling, and he's one of the only pros to do that, heading out in this final round. Not been easy at the first. Now Fenwick, lovely view from the back of the golfer into the green.
Looks like he held on to that one. And I tell you what, that is an absolute cracker. Such an inviting second shot as well to this hole. Really sets up great and makes you, well, you know, gives you goosebumps going into it, thinking, right, I'm going to take the flag out. And these boys are definitely doing that.
Certainly something to aim at there for Armitage, but he's dragged that one left. Look how hard it is just round about the greens here. Huge big cannon ricochet over the back of the green there. Spot of bother.
Now then, the fourth, just around the corner for these guys. John Morgan to tell us more about it.
Well, we're here at the fourth, absolutely fantastic hole, par 4, monster, it really is. Left to right, this is a left to right golf course, to be honest. We've got these 3 beautiful bunkers right about 270 off the tee. Now, the trick of the trade is whack it straight at it and let it drift left to right. Take the corner out of play, don't mess with the right-hand side because there's OB over there, and if it goes there, dead ball. But then it leaves you a tricky shot in. But I'm going to try and whack one for you. Like, you got 3 bunkers, I'm going to aim it straight at the middle one, and hopefully it bends left to right. It's not my speciality, but it needs to be done. And I tell you what, I think I got it. Let's go up there and have a look. Well, as you can see, I put my drive in position A, leaving myself probably in a region of 200 yards all the way uphill to a massive green, but very, very tight. As you can see, massive trouble on the right-hand side. If you go in there, obviously you could break a window. Definitely lost ball. Obviously, when you come to this green, the green slopes from back to front quite severely as well, and the greens are so good as well. So when you get on them, you do fancy yourself of holding every putt under the sun. And come final day, pin's roughly going to be about here, which is going to be hard for the boys. They're going to have to fade it round this tree again. Like I say, massive faders golf course. And I tell you what, come final day, 4th hole, what a great hole to come into. Perfect.
Well, John, I know it's a hole that you think he's going to play very, very tough.
I do. I think it demands, well, it's all about commitment, this hole. I mean, it gives you the weebie-jeebie stood on it. You know you've got to commit to your shot. And, well, if you stick to your guns, I think you come out all guns are blazing.
You got to hit driver there, haven't you? It's 240 going into the green if you lay up with anything else.
Yeah, exactly. You got to, you know, bite the bullet, get the driver out and give it a good old whack. And I tell you what, yeah, you'll come up trumps if you do.
That was the 3rd shot from Armitage. Got a chance of a par there.
The Cheese has left himself a tricky one here. You got this overhanging tree on the right-hand side, so don't mess with it. You need to just dodge it. And I tell you what, ooh, stay there. Ooh, a bit short-sighted. He's going to test his hands out on that chip.
Yeah, so Cheese in a bit of bother. Armitage is as well. This to stay at 8 under. Ooh, it's tough hard work out there at the moment. Armitage once again sees a final round not getting off to the best possible start.
Yeah, this man has gone through a humongous transformation. I think he's lost a couple of stone going into this year from last year. You know, and the body changes, and he's had to adapt, and now he's coming in strong near the close of the season. And he's definitely a talent. And look at this. Keep running.
Well played, Mr. Cheese. Now Fenwick set his goals on a Challenge Tour place in 2014 with European Tour invite, so not far away, and rolls it in beautifully, looking to keep this consistent result making going on through the season. Well, Neil Fenwick heads to the top of the leaderboard to join Jack Colgate at 9 under, Gary King dropping back to 8 under. But the early stages of this final round, something tells me there is plenty more drama to come in the Simpson and Marwick Championship here at the Royal Burgess. So Colgate leads alongside Fenwick. More action to come after the break.
We're here at Edinburgh this week for the 9th event of the EuroPro Tour, the Simpson and Marwick Championship. All the players are vying for the £10,000 first prize and are hoping to emulate Neil Chowdhury's victory, who won last week at the Carrick. John E. Morgan caught up with the man from Leicester earlier on in the week as he took some well-deserved time out at nearby Edinburgh Castle.
I'd love to hit a golf ball from at the top of there. How long do you reckon it would carry for?
Imagine the hang time.
Instead of using bow and arrows, they should have just like got your clubs out, got some balls and fired them over the edges. I mean, look at that, mate.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
I just want to hit it on something hard so you could see the bounce, how far the ball would actually come back up in the air, you know what I mean?
Pretty cool.
I mean, I think
get permission.
I think so. I mean, we're not going to hurt anyone, are we? Where did it all begin?
I started when I was 9 at my local uni, just following my brother around. He's quite a bit older than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he good player as well?
No, terrible, but kind of got me into it. I used to walk around with him, and then we'd get up to the green, he'd let me putt for him.
So you started at a very young age. Obviously, then you join your first club, progress through the ranks, you become an England international, travelling the world. When was it that you decided time to turn pro?
Well, I achieved my full England cap in 2008 against Australia in a 6-man team, and then played again later that year against France.
Right.
And I was able to score the winning points in that. So.
Did you?
Yeah. So it was a big year for me then, and I thought now was the time to turn pro.
I mean, your win on the PGA EuroPro Tour. I mean, how significant is that being for you now? Because obviously
it's a huge win for me, particularly after struggling a little bit with my game for a couple of years. I've just been working extremely hard recently, and it's my first victory as a professional actually. So hopefully I can just move onwards and upwards now.
What's your short-term goals? Because we've got to obviously look to the future. I mean, what do you want to achieve?
Well, everyone's dream is to get onto the European Tour or the PGA Tour, but short term I'd like to get up onto the Challenge Tour. My win last week's got me in a great position now. I think I'm up to 6th on the order of merit, so
good man.
Yeah, every opportunity.
Enough of this, man. I tell you what, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, boss.
Thanks, John.
I wish you all the best.
Thanks
Neil.
very much. Cheers.
Top man. Right then, mate. Let's go and get an ice cream.
All right for some, isn't it, getting on the ice creams in these warm weather conditions, but we hear it's going to get a little more windy as this day goes on, hence the early start, and hence the 3 players in the group for this final round. Now then, Ross, the amateur, with his tee shot at this par 4 fourth. We heard Johnny Morgan talking about what a demand this hole is, and as he's pointed out on a number of occasions, because he's been playing here since he was 12, he's played this course thousands of times. That has to be an advantage.
It is an advantage. Naturally, he hits the ball a little bit left to right, and obviously it's tree lined, so again he's used to sort of keeping the ball down low as well, shaping it into some of these tricky pin positions, and it certainly will stand him in good stead. Out of position here though. This very difficult long par 4 fourth.
Medicine taken.
We've just seen Watsy hit a great shot out of the bunker under the lip.
Yeah, he didn't look too chuffed, did he? But it was a great shot. Yeah, Hodgson. Second into this 6th.
Look at that, right after it. Now we know what this guy's like, because Camberwell, like I said earlier, is just, if he's chasing a massive pack, and he's quite a few shots behind, you don't know what this boy might do.
Yeah, what's Ross going to do? Just holding the face open, wanting it to move left to right. Is it middle of the green? Well, it's safe. A difficult putt for his par there.
He's got to be enjoying the moment, hasn't he, Mr. Rossi?
Absolutely. Let's see if Watts can enjoy this moment. He's got the tartans on. I say, I wonder if that's the Watts tartans. Nice roll on that. As you said, John, these greens, beautiful condition.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. Credit to the green staff. I tell you what, they must have been going hammer and tong, because I tell you, it's glorious out there. Boys are loving life.
Colgate hoping for a pitch and putt here.
It sounded like he hit a brick then, didn't it? It was a massive clang.
Work to do.
Hodgson gets an eagle chance. This could change the leaderboard look.
Well, we've seen him with a fist bump already. If this goes in, oh my good, what would he do?
That's frustrating. That was neither here nor there, I'm afraid, for Stiggy Hodgson.
Big putt for Ross. 30-footer across the green at 4. Oh, he had the line.
What a lovely simple style of putting as well. Just nice and tall and upright, and just lets the arms do all the work for him. No brain needed to be done there.
Oh, well done.
Simple.
Watts repairs the damage that was done at the first, so he moves back to 5 under.
Colgate, this is going to swing from left to right and downhill as well. I want this one to get away from you. Oh, like I said, just went a bit too straight, and look at that ball. Hasn't stopped at all. Still work to be done.
Yeah, formality, surely. I'll put the 6th or Hodgson. That's a great birdie.
Yeah, good work from Stiggy Hodgson, a man that is emerging on this EuroPro Tour as a real star. 23 years of age now, 2 Walker Cup appearances to his name, but now it's all about the professional side of the game. Turned pro and debuted only recently, and is making his way very nicely. And Stiggy, real name Eamon, in case you were wondering, once again is in the mix. A little frustrating for Colgate. He drops back to 8 under, and a chance here for the amateur James Ross to do the same sort of thing. Now then, earlier on in the week, John E. Morgan caught up with the amateur.
Well, I'm joined by James Ross, amateur here at Royal Burgess Golf Club. I mean, James, nice to have you, my friend. I mean, how are you feeling playing on the PGA EuroPro Tour, and obviously shooting the first round 5 under par?
Yeah, it's very exciting. You know, I've been a member here since I was 12, so you know, I know this course back to front, and you know, to get the chance to play in a proper tour event here is very exciting.
It's great experience for you, obviously,
Sure.
as well. You get the feel of the way the intensity of the pro game works.
Yeah, you know, I've never played in a pro event before, and it's a really nice way for me, to kind of ease my way into it. To be honest, to play on my home track. I plan to turn at the end of the year, so this is just a great experience all around.
So what's your kind of trick round a course like this? I mean, where do you find is the weaknesses and strengths, that you've got to have round here, to make sure you get a good round?
Yeah, and it's not overly long. It's probably 6,500. You have to keep the ball in play like any other course, but there's probably 4 or 5 holes out here which are pretty tricky, and you just have to be smart on. Apart from that, you can take advantage of a lot of the holes.
I wish you all the best, James. I really do. I mean, 5 under first round. I hope you're chucking another 2 of them.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. I'll try.
Good man.
Thank you.
Cheers, Jamesy boy.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
What a nice lad, James Ross. That's how things stand at the moment in the tournament. Fenwick out on his own at 9 under. Ross has just dropped off the pace, but he's still in it. But Andrew, he's never ever going to have it this easy in a pro tournament again. Eh? Sleeping in your own bed, playing on your own course. What's that like?
Oh, well, it's great, but of course sometimes those pressures, you can put pressures on yourself, your expectations, the members' expectations, knowing that you're the local boy, knowing that what you're capable of shooting. Sometimes it can almost have the opposite effect.
Well, fingers crossed in this final round. Ross manages to get all that to the back of his mind. Now, Cheese, a couple of nice saves from him in this round so far, but that's a much more legitimate approach.
What a cracking shot by Mr. Cheese. Great iron shot into that hole. Now Fenwick, can he drain one from downtown? Well, that has to be a misread, because look at that. There's at least 12 foot left. Oof. I want to wipe that one from the memory bank. Now for eagle. Can Mr. Cheese do it?
Plenty from the left here. Is it staying up? Yes, right in the middle. Great move.
Good work from the Midlander, Sutton Coldfield Golf Club man. 68-67 on the first 2 days. Neil Fenwick finds himself out in the lead on his own. Hasn't had to work too hard to do that. And that's very, very tidy from Fenwick.
Yeah, I tell you what, he'd be happy that's gone in. That first putt is, yeah, like he said, put too much pressure on himself.
Well, it means that he maintains that lead by a single shot over Jack Colgate, and then that whole group of chasing players. This has got a long, long way to run, the Simpson and Marwick Championship. Plenty more excitement to come, I am sure, from the Royal Burgess.
The Royal Burgess Golfing Society of Edinburgh is hosting this week's EuroPro Tour. It's the oldest golfing society in the world, boasting a rich tradition and heritage. John Morgan got an insight into the club's history with the captain earlier on in the week.
I'm fortunately joined by the captain, John Jarvie. John, nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining us on such a lovely day.
Fantastic to have the EuroPro Tour here at the oldest golfing society in the world.
When we look at the history of this place, I mean, we see this amazing plaque. I mean, can you tell us more about that?
Well, this plaque was on the clubhouse building in Musselburgh, and when we built this clubhouse in 1894, we moved this stone from Musselburgh to here.
Wow.
The clubhouse was built and finished in 1896 at cost of £3,500.
Wow. Really, is that all?
A few bob more than that now, I hope.
Just a bit, I would have thought. But is it all right if we can go inside and have a good little look around?
Have a look at some of the fantastic history of the Royal Burgess.
Lovely jubbly, come on.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, your artefacts in here, your history. I mean, what's this amazing?
This is the silver golf clubs, and from the late 1800s to the present day, a silver golf ball is placed on the golf club, representing every outgoing captain. And of course, there's one golden golf ball, which was for the captain in 1935, King George VIII, when he became the captain of the Royal Burgess.
Proud as punch to see how much history you've got in here. I mean, like you
said, these are all the trophies that the members play for. And this, of course, is one of the red jackets that members of the Burgess were expected to wear.
Well, Mr. Captain, we're in an unbelievable place, looking down onto the 18th green here, all the guys playing. I mean, how would you think all the players are going to cope with all the challenges? You know, what are they going to have to go through on a course like this?
This is a fantastic parkland course, over 100 years old. The main challenges will be the greens. I think the greens are in superb condition, and if you put the ball above the hole, you've got a real challenging putt ahead of you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Captain, for showing us around your beautiful place. I mean, I wish you all the success in the world, and I mean, thank you for having us.
John, it's been great to have you here. We're looking forward to a great day's golf today and a fantastic final round. It's going to be great, and the members really love to have you here. Thanks.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you, John.
Okay, John.
Top man.
Cheers.
Thank you. Well, then, my friend, after you.
Little bit of a nervy start, I'd say, to this final round. Nobody really taking this course by the scruff of the neck, which, Andrew, is a bit strange, because for the last few days that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, not a long course. I don't know whether the breeze is just making it tricky. That looked a very aggressive swing there. Not happy with it though, drifting left.
Well, Gary King hit 17 greens on the second round, but unfortunately several three putts means that he couldn't quite kick on. He was disappointed with that, and he's got plenty of head scratching to do here. Jack Colgate was leading alongside him at the start of the day.
Yeah, I was chatting to Jack at the start of the week, and he was saying he wasn't swinging that good, but he's working hard, very hard, and he found something, you know, going towards the first tee on the first round, and now he's in contention. But that one was a one to forget.
Yeah, I think it's just tricky, guys. You know, in the trees there, it's blustery. Breeze is a bit fickle, tough to figure out which direction it's coming from.
Do you lick your finger and put it up in the air and see where it goes cold?
Well, you can do that. But of course, 20 yards down the fairway is blowing in a different direction.
Yeah.
Here's Fenwick.
Very professional approach to the game, Fenwick, coached by Jack Montgomery at Dunbar. And has set his goals and following them through very nicely at the moment. Another fine shot into the 6th.
An eagle putt. And tell you what, we all know it comes from left to right. Hopefully he reads it properly. Gets the job done. But what's this man got in his tank? You going to follow suit?
Well, he is trying to win the locals over with those trousers today. I can tell you, this is a cracking shot. Oh, what a beauty from James Watts. Will that at last put a smile on his face?
No doubt. That's for sure. That was an absolute top draw shot. Cream de la creme.
20-yard bunker shot from Colgate. Played it well. Oh, just didn't jag for him. Well, a tricky one left for his par there.
Both my co-commentators there involuntarily flinched, hoping that would bite, and it didn't. Now Armitage, it's another variety-filled final round for Marcus.
And poor layup there, out of the trees, getting himself out of trouble and putting himself in more trouble. Try not to follow one bad shot with another. He's going to struggle there.
That King. Monster putt. We've seen Fenwick leave it short. This man likes. Oh, but look at this. These greens are so slick, honestly. They can get away from you as soon as you're that little bit too aggressive and it misses that hole. Woohoo! You're going to have a baby coming back.
Very well done, James Watts. And that has just restarted his final round challenge. He's been tweeting all week about a visit to a local chippy where he spotted deep-fried pizza. Not the only deep-fried opportunity up in Scotland.
I wondered when that was going to come. Yeah, okay, yeah, not bad. Yes, there's the occasional chocolate bar gets thrown in the deep
you
fat
can't
fry.
beat that. You can't beat that.
It is good, though. It is good.
But I've never heard of deep-fried pizzas. That's a bit different.
Well done to Colgate.
Yeah, that was a great putt, great save, great up and down from that bunker.
This is big here for Fenwick.
Oh, it is. Has he got enough bite on it? No, lacking the pace. And look at that swing. That late swing is huge.
So he'll have that to move his challenge on even further at the top of the leaderboard. King has this to maintain his challenge. Oh dear, no. Slides by. Tell you, the players are loving these greens because you can trust your shot, so King will be upset with that misread.
Marcus Armitage hoping to make par here. Oh, through the break, that's frustrating.
It's painful as well.
Well, that is on a hole where everyone is birdieing and giving themselves an eagle chance, and he's tapping this one in, hopefully for a bogey. Don't need to be doing that.
Seething.
Yes, not a bad way to describe it. Now Fenwick, this to go to 2 shots clear of his nearest challenger, Jack Colgate. He's done it. He's done it. Well done, Neil Fenwick. And moves it on very nicely indeed for the young man from Dunbar Golf Club. 26 years of age now. Still making his way as a professional, but making his way very nicely indeed. He's been Mr. Consistent so far on the EuroPro Tour, but would dearly love a win to stick enough money in the bank to throw himself towards the top of that order of merit. Now then, Ross, our amateur, this is his course. Will this be his day?
Needs to try and get something happening. It's reachable in 2, obviously. And that's a cracking drive down the 6th.
That is piped.
King dropped 3 shots since the start of play, but there's a long way to go in this round still, so no panic buttons being pressed just yet.
Go on, he's gone for that. He's launched this baby. I mean, it's downwind. It's the shortest par 5, and I mean, you can get this baby going. That's down the right-hand side, and hopefully finds himself a nice lie over there.
2nd to the 7th from a perfect position.
See that wind up now, Andrew.
It certainly is, isn't it? And I think that's just part of the problem. Really tough trying to judge the strength and the direction. He's come down half a club shy. And that looks like it was bunker bound.
The King out of the hay. Can he get this one coming out nicely for him? Greens are holding, so he can be quite aggressive. Look at this run out a little bit. Oh, this could be lovely. Look at this. Keep coming, baby. Oh, what
Fortune
a
favours the
diamond of a
brave.
shot.
That's a corker, isn't it? King possibly back on track now, second for Ross after that glorious drive. This one deserves a reward, really.
Body language leaking a little bit to the right. Can it grab the green? Yes, it can. Pretty good, pretty good. That for an eagle.
Well, good call, Andrew. It did indeed find its way to the bunker for Fenwick.
I'll tell you what. Spin. Oh, look at that. And look at this technique. Now, when it comes to bunker play, guys, this is what you got to do, because this is pure. I mean, pitch is right by the flag. One hop, stops dead. And it ain't easy. We're talking 20-yard bunker shot. Great execution.
Right, tough eagle putt here at the 6th. 35 feet up the hill. Breaking left to right. Big swing at the end. Has he got it? It has. Oh, wonderful, James Ross. That's more like it.
Oh, that's got the members going. That's what they've come to see. And Ross leaps to 8 under. Still looks cool as a cucumber, doesn't he?
Now Colgate. Can he do the same? Can he hole a putt? Come on. Lots of break in this. Ah, not quite enough. Well, this would be a great up and down if he can get this. I mean, it wouldn't a bad bunker shot at all. Don't want to give anything away. Yes, just grabs the left-hand side. Saves his par.
There's a couple of big putts Neil Fenwick's hold there.
Yeah,
Very good.
He has indeed.
So important. Keep the round going. Keep the score ticking over.
Keeps your brain motivated, keeps it wired rightly, you know. You start doubting yourself if you miss a few. But this, and what an eagle if this goes in.
Another one sneaks by for King. So he has to settle for a birdie, moves himself to 7 under. Well, not quite going the way that the 24-year-old from Tyrrellswood Golf Club would like, but he's not out of it yet. And we spoke to Gary King after his excellent first round here at the Royal Burgess.
My dad got me into golf when I was 9, and then I just pursued it, and my dad's been helping me ever since, really. So no question, he's been a great mentor for me over the 15 years, and he's just kept me driven, and you know, he's given me so much support. You know, anytime I want to go to the range, he'll stand there all day with me, just to see me improve. So it's been a great help to have him there all those years. Well, I played England golf all through my junior years, and I had a couple nice wins there as an amateur, and fortunately got to travel all the world with a few other young England guys, guys playing on this tour like Stiggy and Eddie Pepperell and Tom Lewis and guys like that. So I've played with some really strong players growing up. So I feel like that's been a great highlight representing my country. My whole last year I started off and I started off with a great round. I was 7 under through 11 and I was on for a 59. It's a par 70 around there. And I managed to close out a 9 under. I had about a 15 foot on the 18th that went over the hole for a 10 under. But still, to shoot a 61, my best professional round was, a pretty special moment for me. This is my, I think, 6th year now on the EuroPro. My best finish has been 3rd, so to take a win would be, really special for me, my family, and my friends, and I'm pretty excited about the chance of doing that. I'm always pretty confident, no matter what's going on. I still have a lot of self-belief. You look at the players that have come off the EuroPro and that are competing on the main tour and the Challenge Tour, it just speaks volumes about how good the standard is. And I think if you're competing on the EuroPro, then you're ready to compete at the top level. I want to be competing with the best players in the world. That's always been my goal. I want to be travelling the world playing with the best. And, I won't stop until I get there.
Well, he's going to need some of that drive and positivity in this final round, but as Watts and Ross have proved, a nice eagle puts you right back in the mix. I can tell you Jack Colgate tapped in for his par, so he stays at 8 under. But this is the man of the moment, the leader, Neil Fenwick, on 10 under.
He's staring it down. Ooh, slightly come off that bank. Look at that. Lovely.
Yeah, lovely swing, Neil Fenwick. Beautiful extension away from a lovely shoulder turn. Just curtails the backswing a little bit, trying to take some spin off the ball. His hands just ahead of the ball there, trying to keep the flight of it down under the wind. Just sawing off the follow through, and it was pretty well judged.
Yeah, another one of those swings, Andrew, that it's just lovely to watch, isn't it? You don't feel uncomfortable watching it.
Certainly always makes great contact with the golf ball, that's for sure.
So Watts looking to continue the comeback, as it were. Not a great start to this final round, but he's back in business.
I mean, this 10th is playing tough today. I mean, quite surprising. You know, I thought the boys might be taking this hole to pieces, but Stiggy's doing it. Look at that.
Beautiful shot from the two-time Walker Cup player. Does it seem a long time ago for you, Walker Cup, Andrew?
Forgotten all about that, Simon, yeah. Now pace, whoa, well, left himself another little tricky one coming back there, but he's holed out very well so far today.
Now Waltsy with a massive putt, comes straight up the slope. Monster green from back to front. It's got to slow down a little bit. Yeah, nice little tap in for him, I'm sure.
Up at the 7th, the amateur Ross, second shot.
Yeah, this will be the fairy tale story for today. James Robinson has done it as an amateur on the EuroPro Tour, winning at Slaley Hall. And this man has a genuine opportunity on a course that he knows so well, but he'll be kicking himself there.
Oh, he's left himself a smelly one there. I mean, there's a big hump. He's going to have to deal with a very long, difficult putt. God, look at this one, bending right to left, trying to work it up the green. Can he do it? Get over that mound. Ah, a bit of work to be done. And Fenwick, can he tap this baby in? Keep it in double digits. Oh man, he just, well, I tell you what, he's as far past as he started. This hole is not finished.
That's a real grimace from Fenwick as he replaced the ball. And that last putt will be in his mind now. Bogey for Fenwick, so he drops back to 9 under.
This is Colgate's third shot in the tricky par 4 7th, just putting his short game under a bit of pressure.
Pressure continues to build, I'm afraid, for Jack Colgate.
Sticky, a little tap in. Can he convert for his birdie? He can indeed. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a cracking birdie on a very difficult hole now. This wind has changed that hole dramatically. Now James, come over that little bump, perfect. And I tell you what, he's played this course before.
Absolutely, John. Again, looking very calm, and that's half the trick, isn't it, in a pressure environment like this. And then Watts knocks that one in, and James Watts starting to look very comfortable out there. Stays on 8 under, so just a single shot off the lead.
Well, it was a lovely second shot to get to this point, low and hooking round the tree, trying to run it up the green. A little bit unfortunate, didn't get over that mound. How's his pace? Oh, shy. Oh, this is frustrating for him.
Yeah, look at that going. Why didn't the brain work on that one? Yeah, take a big deep breath, boys. Just get on with it. All that next putt.
Now, for all Andrew Cheese's endeavour, hasn't quite been able to kick on.
He's not going to be able to see this one land. It's kind of blind from down there. Look at this. All in a nice little group. They're all going to have a nice little read together on that putt.
Cheese will get the benefit, though, as the man nearest the hole by the looks of it. Now par for Colgate, way off the dance floor in terms of how close he was with his chip, and again just some little frustrations here, and our two leaders at the start of the day are not driving each other on.
Yeah, that's a good point, Simon. You know, you need to, you know, play off one another, and sometimes if one's playing poorly, very easy for the other guy to struggle a bit as well. Here's Cheese at 10. This for his par.
Yeah, to watch his playing partners. Can he jump on the back? No, he can't. I tell you what, that's a poor bogey.
Now Gary King back at the 7th, big putt. Good stroke. Well hauled, young man. Well done.
Yeah, it's been a tricky day for him so far today in this final round, but trying to hold it together. And what about this? This is potentially the story of the day. James Ross, the amateur from the Royal Burgess, just rolling that one in to stay at 8 under. And it's that kind of final round. It's one of those days where, will it be your heart or your head that rules? Your heart says the amateur James Ross for the win. Your head says some of the more seasoned pros as it gets down to the wire. Well, plenty more scoring opportunities to come on this course, as the previous 2 days have shown us. And which of these boys is going to take full advantage of that? More to come from the Royal Burgess after the break. Welcome back to the Royal Burgess and final round action from the Simpson and Marwick Championship. Before we get back to the golf, let's hear from Johnny Morgan. He's at the 11th.
We're heading over to the 11th, absolute cracker. Their signature hole, it really is. Now, it's probably a long iron, 3-wood, you know, for position A, straight down to the perfect corner on this hole. Now, I'm heading over to this beautiful little marker, which indicates a great chance for you to aim at to get in position A down on the fairway. Now, these boys are really going to have to decide what to do, because it is a tricky hole. You got the tee box right back there. They're aiming way down here, and I tell you what, they're probably leaving themselves in a region of a 9-iron or an 8-iron in. Maybe less if they absolutely gun one and take the corner on. But let's go down there and have a look what they got left. Well, I've come down on 20 yards short of the burn. I tell you what a beautiful surrounding. The trees are absolutely magnificent. No wonder this is their massive signature hole. Now, comes to the second shot, I've only got about 110 left, and I tell you what, I do fancy my chances of another birdie. We've had 10, great chance, now we're at 11. Here we go, sand iron in hand, pin on the left, probably back right pin come final day. Let's see what I got in my tank. Here we go. Pin eye, yardage to perfection. Well, this is another chance for you to get another birdie under your belt.
Well done, John. I'm guessing that was fairly early morning when they filmed that. Do you like the collar there, Andrew? It's how the kids are wearing it, you know.
Is that right? That's very good. Very good.
Don't
He's just a big
slate
kid,
it, man.
isn't
Don't
he?
slate it. Come on, it was all right.
Well, Hodgson flagging it. Another great shot there.
Yeah, I like the way Hodgson's playing at the moment, like the way this man is playing. He's had some quite tough tests on his front nine, and he's been up to the challenge. Now let's see if he can just turn things in his favour. But that's going to be tricky for everybody, because that very stiff wind that we were talking about earlier in the day has started to come in. Englishman James Watts, 8 under for the day, recovering nicely after a slightly sloppy start from him.
Take this flag on, I reckon.
Yeah, obviously fairly sheltered here as well. Wind not really affecting him in flagged flat cam.
That was class, that was. Fenwick gonna have to punch this one low, take his medicine, little bend to it, left to right, hopefully skirt it up onto the green. Oh, look at that.
Bit of Dunbar magic from Mr. Fenwick.
I'll tell you what, Hodgson could do with some momentum change here. He's at 7, a couple of shots behind the leaders. Can he grab this one? Come on, take a bend, take a bend. No, not to be.
That's the beauty of golf, isn't it? Someone with Stiggy's power that can really bully a course to a certain extent. When you get to the greens, it all goes finesse, doesn't it?
Well, I reckon when he saw his tee shot flying into the trees on the right, he'd have taken a birdie putt from this distance on this green.
Not off, Andrew, not off. Look at this one, he's giving it a run. Oh, God, he must have thought that's finished right behind the hole. Look at that, just like, yet so close, but yet so far. Well, suck up, my friend, you're still playing great golf, so don't worry about it.
What's the 26-year-old? Turned pro back in 2009. And just trickles that birdie putt in, and things starting to change for James out there. Nearly a smile from this confident young man. Well, plays his golf at the Kingsway Golf Centre. He's got a fair few pro events under his belt now, and those cuts as well mean that he has the experience going through to the final day. We'll see if he can turn that into prize money. And after his bogey start, he's now birdied 6, 7, 8 and 9. Watts is travelling.
Colgate with the driver, but there's bunkers down the left. Well, he's avoided them.
Now Ross. James Ross, can he do the same? Put it in position A.
Well, he is the man, isn't he, with literally nothing to lose, because he can't claim the 10,000 if he wins.
Oh, no, and I tell you what, that might have run right up against that lip and left himself a tricky one, but I tell you what, if anyone can do it, he can. He knows every nook and cranny around this track.
Yeah, you'd hope that would take the pressure off the young man, but this is going to be a tough back nine for him. Now, Cheese, every time we see him, he's playing tidily, but unfortunately a few too many errors.
Second shot, awaiting Colgate, up the hill. And the bunker in front is the one that Ross has come in. That clubhead was moving left. Well, I think the ball's ended up left. More pressure on the short game.
Yeah, he could do with less of those, Andrew. He's got plenty of green to work with, though, but that is pretty slick down there.
Cheese for birdie to undo his problems of the previous hole. Yes, well done.
He deserved that. He's had many chances, he hasn't quite converted, and I tell you what, he's playing some good golf.
Well, this is tricky. Ball up the face.
And the trouble is, you know you've got to hit it high, and it's blown a hoolie.
Got to try and keep the shoulders parallel to the slope. It's just come down 10, 15 yards shy of there.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise to see that from that position. So a little bit of a test for the amateur.
Fennick probably coming in with a wedge on 9-iron. Must have pulled his tee shot. He's quite a long way back.
Should get a bit more spin on his second shot than Cheese did. He's over on the left-hand edge of the green. A little pitch from just short at 10 for Ross.
Oh, lovely play. Good ball control. Still a bit of work to be done, though. Fennick from off the green. Skip a little bit straight through it. And it starts rolling. Good pace, good pace. Oh, lovely putt from long distance.
Yeah, you got a feel for him a little bit there. Fennick does well. He'll take that, hanging on to 9 under.
Some more chipping practice for Colgate. Needs to get these close. Got to keep the round going. Got to keep the score ticking. He's played that nice. That's a lovely touch.
Oh, look at this. Keep it simple in it, Andrew.
Certainly is. Don't confuse it. Not too many moving parts there. No sign of the knees kicking in. Trying to get down to the ball. Lovely rhythm and timing.
James. God, this is needed. He's doing so well. Ah, lovely. Great save for par.
Wonderful stuff. So Ross stays at 8 under as we move to the man of the moment, really. James Watts is getting through this leaderboard very nicely. Moved himself to 9 under. His second shot into the 12th.
Like you said, Simon, he's been on a serious birdie barrage after the first. And they've set up another chance.
Colgate, after a delicate little chip from over the back left-hand side of the 10th green. Good save.
Now, big opportunity here for Watts to claim the lead all by himself. Not this time. And the birdie run temporarily halted, but still looks in good shape. And worth a check on that leaderboard. I'm sure we're going to see more changes, but Watts and Fenwick at the moment now tying for that top spot, leading by a single shot. And here is the co-leader.
He's out with a driving iron.
Couple of bunkers down the right wing, just got to try and avoid those. Only 312 the flag. Oh, Neil. He knows it.
Oh, here we go. Colgate out the rough. Hopefully, can't see the ball. It must be lying pretty awkward. Have to chop down on it. Just needs to get it to that front and it'll release a little bit. That's not too bad out of that stuff.
The ball seems to be lying okay. Oh, you could just hear the contact. There's a lot of grass round about the ball. It's pretty sensible. Uphill putt.
Difficult shot. 20, 30 yards out. Oh, he's at that quite firm. Has that got the... Oh, I tell you what a fantastic shot.
Tim Rice, the Irishman, thumbs up to the Scotsman.
Well, that is how you do it. Look at that.
Oh, that is a fantastic golf shot, isn't it? It's one of the hardest shots any golf professional will have to play, and he's executed it almost to perfection.
Yeah, that gives you the weebie-jeebies when you're with one of those. And he, like Andrew said, that was glorious. Now Stiggy has just whacked that straight up his left nostril.
Oh,
and that is an absolute beauty. Great execution.
Hodgson in good shape then at 14. As Ross comes back across this green for a birdie opportunity.
I tell you what, if this goes in, oh my goodness, thinking the crowd would go bananas if that one in.
This to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Absolutely, what a perler of a second shot there. That's a great birdie for Neil Fenwick.
Oh, that's going to feel awesome.
Watts, like the way he's gone about his business after a slightly frustrating start today. This for joint lead. No, that's just gone by. And Fenwick, who's moved back to double figures under the card, maintains his lead. And Watts, the reaction tells the story. That was the chance.
25-footer across the green at 11 for Colgate. Strachan. Oh, bingo! Well, there a wee spring in his step.
I do like his approach to the game, and long may he continue.
Yes. Can Stiggy do it?
Go on.
Look at
Go
that.
on. There's the fist pump. Stiggy's fired up.
He knows he needs those putts, and he's delivering every time. Now Watts, just convert this. Come on. Oh, just grab the left edge.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, that was a flutterer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Goodness me. Well, the hard work continues in more ways than one. Neil Fenwick makes it to double figures under the card, so he leads at 10 under, just a single shot ahead of Watts and Colgate at 9 under. But the way this tournament has gone to and fro, the Simpson and Marwick Championship is still wide open. Welcome back to the Royal Burgess here in Edinburgh and the Simpson and Marwick Championship. We head into more final round action, and it's a final round that has produced some real entertainment so far. Jack Colgate has been in amongst it, but the lead has changed hands on several occasions. And that this really is still wide open.
Oh, he hates that. Absolutely hates it. Really cross with himself.
Well, that is in the jungle.
Birdie chance for our leader, leading by 1 shot. Oh, and that's just come up shy as well. Nobody dictating terms across this last 18 holes.
Well, this is his 3rd shot. He's played out to here. Must have had a decent shot in amongst those trees. He's done well, but he don't want to give too many shots away, but it looks like he come underneath that. He's left himself more work to do.
Another long bunker shot, one of these players. Let's see how King can do. Huge big swing. And that's another great effort. Very well played.
That was a great shot, Andrew.
Yeah, full marks and the dry conditions allowing the boys to really go after those bunker shots. Now Cheese.
Give himself a good chance. Look at that. Brilliant shot.
Now, what a strange day for Colgate. Been set all sorts of examinations by himself, I have to say, with the short game, but he's still managing to cobble some sort of round together. But another tough one there. Now then, on to the 15th, Andrew.
Yeah, 15th hole, playing slightly above its par. Lovely little dog leg to the right. 2 very well placed bunkers over there on the left hand side. You can't really lay up from them because it leaves such a long approach shot into this very narrow, well guarded green. You've got to take the driver on, you've got to fade it round the corner, give yourself a better angle to attack the flag, and you just got to watch as the green slopes off at the back of this very difficult hole.
Now Watts has had a temporary share of the lead with Fenwick at one point. At the moment, sitting nicely placed, and well, it'll be interesting to see who posts the first really competitive clubhouse score, or, I've been very good about this today so far, something we haven't mentioned. What about a playoff, gents?
Well, it definitely could happen, without question, but I got to say, this 15th is playing so far downwind now. It's so strong. They're hitting drives absolutely monstrous. I mean, they're coming in with nothing. They really are. I mean, on first day's play, like Andrew was saying, they were hitting 6 irons and 5 irons.
Well, that's a great birdie there, isn't it? Fantastic birdie again from the short bunker on the right hand side. Great up and down.
And Cheese, this is just what he needs. It's a slick putt. Can he get it? Oh, just drifted off at the end. He's been so close so many times.
I can tell you, he tapped in for par. The Cheese as we move back to the 15th, and Watts, you can still hear that wind buffeting the trees.
Go on, he's given that a serious rap, and he's coming back with a 4-footer.
Yeah, a bit of tap from Wattsy. Bogey for Colgate, it keeps happening to him.
Trouble is, that's a bogey on a hole where really and honestly the guys are birdieing it, and it's like dropping 2 on the field.
Well, somebody doesn't mind a birdie or 2. Hodgson. How's that stroke?
Come on.
Yes, oh, you can tell he loves that. Come on, fist pump. He's on a roll.
Back-to-back birds, and he's off to the 16th, which is also a par 5.
That's great reaction, isn't it? It's lovely to see the emotion from Stiggy Hodgson. He was very emotional when he won at Camberwell Park, but understandably so.
Well, this is a must. Yes, confidently done. Walked after it straight away.
So, puff of the cheeks from James Watts, but a young man who works very, very hard on all aspects of his game, keeping it together.
Well, this man now, with the power in his locker, he could pretty much get this pretty close to the green. If he can get it going round the corner. I tell you what, you stick it up in the air with this downwind, you don't know what might happen. Look at this, gets to the corner. This is the trouble though. He's now short-sided and he's got to play one straight up his left nostril and try and stop it dead. I mean, the bunker comes into play just short and right of this pin position.
198, but I think they're playing it slightly off a forward tee. James Ross controlling one in here. It looks pretty good. How's he got the length? Fantastic shot.
The amateur playing very well today, playing very well this week. Now Fenwick in a bit of trouble here.
If I was him, play just left of that stick. Don't go at it. No need to. And he has. Smart play.
What a glorious tee shot to get here. This would be a big putt.
The home crowd might go nuts if this one goes in.
Go on. He's done it again. Oh, what a way to entertain this gallery. Moves himself to 9 under and moves himself into serious contention. Now this to give a bit of distance. He'd love another 2-shot cushion here, Fenwick. Oh, well, we all thought it was in. We were all pointing. And Fenwick just started to wander after it, thinking it was in as well.
John said earlier, the 15th playing way downwind. Huge drive from Cheese. Another lovely little shot in there, and that'll give him a great chance for a birdie.
Fenwick just tap this one in.
Yes. So he stays at 10 under, but it's not quite that lead that he could have been walking away with from the 14th. Chance for Cheese to move again. And at last he does, and things could have been very different for the Sutton Coldfield man today if a few more of those putts had dropped.
Now this man, local knowledge, has he got the big boy out? He has indeed, and he's given that a right wallop. Straight up in the air, let the wind do the rest.
Different hole this one, isn't it? It moves right to left. A lot of the holes around this golf course left to right, and the players have to demand another ball going right to left.
And that's a great skill to have though, Andrew. Be able to move the ball both ways is a blessing if you got it in your locker. And look at this.
Beauty.
What a monstrous drive.
Beauty from
By Fenwick. Look at that. Perfect.
Now, boys, for this young amateur Ross, where really is the advantage for him? Is it on the course, or is it off the course with the fact he can just relax with friends and family?
Look, I think it's a bit of both. I think it's on the. He knows the course. He knows where the birdie opportunities are. It's like the back of his hand. You know, he's very, very comfortable. Probably knowing him, he's not looking so much at scoreboards. I think just going about his business and just seeing where he's going to stump up at the end of the day. He's very comfortable.
Jack. Bit of spin, bit of misjudgment there. He won't be liking that. Straight away we see the club being thrown at the bag.
Jack. You're not out of it yet, mate. Now Fenwick needs to keep giving himself chances.
A decent shot opportunity now for another birdie.
Yes, indeed. Right then, let's see at the 16th what John thinks.
Well, we're smack bang in the middle of the 16th fairway. Perfect landing zone for their drives come final day. Bunker left and right, don't get any better. And I tell you what, they're saying there's a monstrous wind coming in, and it's straight from the east, which is going to be right into the teeth. So these bunkers seriously in play. And I tell you, it's only 502 yards long, but it's going to be playing probably in the region of like 600 yards. I've just been told that final day's pin position is going to be back right, which means, look at that slope there. How difficult is it to be getting the ball up on that plateau? And I tell you what, if the boys can weather the storm and get a birdie on this hole, they are thumbs up and one against the card. Fantastic.
So a tough demand at the 16th. James Watt's about to face it. One of several players who, if he gets a win today, will leap into that top 5 on the order of merit. Swinging the club nice and calmly.
It was an excellent shot there. Certainly was.
Colgate needs this. He really does. If he can slot this baby in, he's going to fancy his chances. Oh, and again, And he's left himself with still some more work to be done.
Just got to stay patient, John. He's just letting things tie him in knots a little bit.
Yeah, he's seeing his chances slip away, but as we know, it ain't over until it's over.
Chance to go to 11 under for Fenwick. Another one slides by for him. And let's be honest, if Neil Fenwick could hold even 50% of the ones that haven't dropped, he'd have a 3-shot cushion here.
He will, but he's made 2 amazing up and downs out of long bunker shots. Let's
Good
not
point.
forget that. I mean, they are career up and downs.
No, very good point, John. The willowy amateur, James Ross, once again rolls a putt in, and my goodness me, this is starting to look more and more like James Ross's day.
I mean,
what a story that would be.
Could he do it? Could he do it?
He goes to 10 under to join Fenwick.
You know, somebody desperate to have a say in the outcome. Hodgson up the slope.
That was very, very close to shouting game on for the rest of this round. Now, this has been an unbelievable mixture of shots today for Colgate. I can't believe some of the shots that he's played, but he's still there or thereabouts on the leaderboard.
Well, I think the guy has got quality, there's no doubt about that. He can play, but what he's got to do is just try, and it's so difficult, just got to try and stay patient. Some of these shots are going because he's losing concentration, he's getting angry with himself, thinking ahead. Here's a big putt.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Is it 10-second rule? I don't think that baby's going to drop. Oof. So close, but yet so far for Mr. Watts.
Well, it's all good news still for James Watts. Didn't quite make the eagle, but made the birdie for 10 under. And look at that, now we have a 3-way tie for the lead here at the Simpson and Marwick Championship. Are we talking playoff, or is somebody going to come out of the pack and claim this one here in Scotland? And so it's down to these 3 amigos for the moment at the top of the leaderboard. The concluding action to come at this championship after the break. Welcome back to the Royal Burgess and the Simpson and Marwick Championship, and we've had a very interesting final round here. The windy conditions have made it tricky for some of the players. The scores have been a little up and down, and we've had a change at the top of the leaderboard on numerous occasions. At the moment it's a 3-way tie, and this man Stiggy Hodgson trying to make it 4-way. Not going to happen just yet.
What's he? Can he do it? No. Sit down, ball. As we've seen the spectators looking on there going, God, these guys play the game so easily. Why can't I hit a golf ball like that?
They do sometimes think that, and sometimes, John, they will come out and say, I birdied that on the Sunday medal last week.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your problem? Fenwick, one of our leaders, and in actual fact he's been the man that has been most consistent so far in this final round, which rather reflects his season on the EuroPro Tour.
Tricky little putt coming back here for Watts. Well, hold.
Well, it looks like we're heading for a big finish. John, what's waiting for them at the last?
Well, we're at the final hole, 18. Fantastic par 3, absolute beast. It really is. 220 yards to the middle of the dance floor from this very spot, and they've pushed the tee box forward as well for the last 2 rounds. It really is an absolute cracking hole. Now, the wind off the left is going to be pushing your ball straight to where the clubhouse is, where there's a massive out of bounds, and if you go in there, obviously reload. You've got 2 fantastic bunkers at the front of the green, which makes you have to carry it straight into the heart of the green because we've had wet weather. Now, I got 3 iron, just need to put it on that dance floor because wind is vital. We need that 10 grand, don't we, boys? We need that 10 grand. Started that straight down the right-hand side. It's drawing back. Can it carry the bunker? It can. Well, I'm well happy with that because final day, that pin position is going to be back right, and that's going to be position A.
So, Stiggy Hodgson, having tapped in at 17, alongside playing partner James Watts. The pair have a real opportunity here to post a clubhouse score, to put a bit of pressure on those coming in. Now, does he like that or not?
I think he does. Look at that. What a beauty. From way back as well. Cracking shot. With his hybrid.
Superb shot. You just got to love the emotion, but you got to love this shot as well, John.
Well, you can just see everyone watching this, and I mean, he's so up for it. You know, he loads it up great at the top. I mean, he's just jet set and ready to go. And now, well, look at this come down. Extension, power, he's well after it. He wants to walk after it. 9 times out of 10, he gives it a little walk after the shot and just stares it down for a while. But I mean, this guy definitely has the beans, you know, to tackle shots head on.
Genuine chance then for Stiggy Hodgson at 18. Now this man just seen his round just splutter along a little bit today, and by the very high standards that these guys set themselves, that's a little below par from Cheese. Oh dear, don't take it out on the course.
Yeah, cracking finishing hole here at 18. Watts has found that front left bunker. It's another long bunker shot. Oh, he's played it well. I've seen these boys play some great shots from the traps today. You see Watts here, full shoulder turn, open club face, allowing the bounce to smack into the sand so it doesn't dig and reduce the club head speed. That allows it to get that ball up to the hole. Wonderful shot.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Andrew. Top man. Now, long putt, downhill, tricky, just all about the pace, get it right. And that looks good. Looks very good. Yeah, very good putt from Mr. Cheese.
So close, but no cigar from Cheese's point of view today. Now then, this tournament has taken on a real feel of come and get it, boys, if you want it.
Well, Stiggy, if he gets this...
No.
Just was asking for too much read. Overboard on that one.
Well, the simple fact of the matter is for Hodgson that if Watts holds this, he's out of the equation. So this for the clubhouse lead to stay at 10 under for James Watts.
Is it going to break? Is it going to break? Oh, no!
Oh, you're kidding me.
You don't do that. Your chance, and he knows it. Look at it. Oh, no.
Well, he's just about kept the emotions under control there. Goodness me. Stiggy Hodgson still in this one because he and James Watts will go into the clubhouse at 9 under, but there are still players out on this course that can beat them. And Watts cannot believe it.
Well, look at that for a round. Bogey at the start, bogey at the end, but everything in between, absolutely flawless. It's an absolutely amazing round from James. Got to be chuffed to bits with his performance.
Hodgson to roll it in then, and there we go. He does go into the clubhouse on 9 under alongside James Watts. They will have to sit and wait to see if they can get involved in a playoff, but at the moment it's out of their hands.
Yeah, a wonderful round of golf there from Stiggy Hodgson. Just a one blemish, 6 birdies, round of 65. That's a great score any day.
All right, let's take a look at the 16th. We've seen it from the ground. Let's see it from the air, John.
Well, 16, like I was saying, it's fantastic. I mean, it's right into an absolute gale force wind today. So the boys are going to come up shy of those bunkers. And then they're left with an absolute monster of a second shot, which really, honestly, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to get to the green in 2. And then, you know, obviously that plateau on the back right, and it's very kooky. They're going to have to play a little diamond third shot to get it close to that hole. It is an absolute peach.
Now, not the easiest tournament to follow today because it has been very topsy-turvy. Fenwick and Ross still out on the course. They are at 10 under. Stiggy Hodgson and James Watts in the clubhouse at 9 under. Who's going to do it, boys?
He's playing out, and that's not his best effort. That's on the right-hand side, in the rough, pins tucked on the right-hand side on a little plateau. He's going to have an awkward third shot, I think.
17th playing difficult today. Fenwick not on in 2. He's chipped up to there. That's nicely done. He's left himself a tricky little 4.5-foot putt.
Well, I'll tell you what, up to this point, I'd have fancied this man. I mean, but this has left him with a very tricky one. Take your medicine, play left of that hole, Give yourself a 20-footer straight up the slope if you can.
If I was Hodgson and Watts right now, I'd be staying very warm indeed. This is not done.
Geez, can he make a two?
Top the line.
Got to be more aggressive with his tee shot. Oh, he certainly was. Well, he gave it a go. He knew what he had to do. Little unfortunate to end up there.
Well, this is the shot of the whole week for James Ross so far.
This is massive. Cozy this one up near the hole. If it goes in, great. Oh, well, that's a great touch. An awkward position.
Keeps the members happy. I can tell you that Ross went on to tap in to stay at 10 under. It's all looking good as Cheese, having moved the advertising hoardings, just chips back into play, and that's solid as well.
Well, that was to tie the clubhouse lead. Good effort.
Fenwick needs this. Really does. Straight up the hill. Bang it in the back of the hole. Go on. Oh, what a shame. He's been leading for so long. All of a sudden now he's back into the pack.
There's a move, and I tell you what, this is tough to follow. There are so many names in contention, and that's very rare, isn't it, coming down the last hole to have 4, 5, 6 people still in with a sniff.
Well, Andrew Cheese, look at this. I mean, just the 2 bogeys, but that eagle really helped him out. A lovely 67, and unfortunately that chip on the last not going his way, you know, but still a very good chip and good round of golf.
17th hole, 441. Playing tricky with this breeze. Fairway slopes left to right, throwing you towards that bunker down the right. But they should be able to hit their drives past that second shot up the hill. And they're typically standard bunker left, bunker right, little narrow entrance into this 17th hole. It's a tough one today.
It's an interesting bunch of touches from a whole range of golf course architects over the last 100 years or so have produced this wonderful parkland course, and it's going to be a wonderful test.
Well, the thing is with this tee shot, it's in a little cubby hole and all these trees are wrapped around you. You don't feel the wind, and then the ball comes out from them, and then, well, it could go anywhere. Wherever that wind's going, it will go. And I tell you what, that is an absolute monster. Whoa.
Well, he's hit a couple of glorious shots today from the tee, and that's another one. Now, Fenwick, what's your nerve like? Got to hold it together here, Neil. Had the lead for so long.
We're staring it down.
Go on. Come back. Just wouldn't go for him, but that's a super shot.
Quality shot there from Fenwick into 18.
Yeah, he's giving himself a great putt at it. And Colgate needs a birdie in these last closing 2 holes, or back-to-back birdies to maybe pip it. Who knows?
How is he still in the mix? That's the question. I mean, Jack will be the first to say that. So, James Ross, the amateur that plays here at the Royal Burgess. Let's just put this in context. Marvellous performance from him, and he leads by a single shot with that hole and the last to play. Fenwick not out of it yet, though. Birdie opportunity here to go back to double figures under the card.
Get to the hole turn. Oh, what a glorious putt for Fenwick on the last. How did that not drop?
God, that looks so good, Andrew. What a great roll.
Oh, what a super putt. Who knows? Who knows what that means?
Well, it means, Andrew, in real terms, that he goes into the clubhouse to join 2 other men on 9 under. So a 3-way tie at the moment in second place behind Ross after that marvellous round of 67. Now, Colgate, can he do something quite extraordinary here and salvage something from this day?
Well, that looks an absolute fantastic chip.
Oh, beauty.
And a massive applause, and rightly so. Great touch from Jack. Now this could be it, Andrew. This would give him the momentum he needs coming into the last hole.
Certainly could. Sensible shot, controlling his emotions and his game well to this point. That's a lovely putt. Oh,
Struth.
and he'll get a sense of it. The crowd are swelling. What has definitely got back to the members.
They have 10 under. Leader.
So Ross, King and Colgate tapping in. And once again, time to go to the air. This time for a look at the last.
210 today. Custody is at forward tee. No real problems till you get to this point. Obviously looking at these two bunkers lurking front and left. You just want to be past those, preferably up the left hand side, because the clubhouse has a little path which is out of bounds just to the right. Avoid that at all costs.
That's what Colgate will be trying to do, but he's in that situation where really the pressure should be off his shoulders. He can just go for this, and if he gets something out of it, all well and good. On it goes though. Just couldn't quite get that control, and he thinks that's it for the day.
Well, this is the moment. Come on, Ross.
Pretty smooth swing for a man in this position. He's looking nervously after it though.
Well, the wind's off the left.
Oh,
Stop,
no.
settle. Oh, ow.
Go on, bounce back off it. Come on. Oh, well, we know just by reloading. Unfortunately, that ball must be out of bounds.
What a shame. What a shame for James Ross. And now, Andrew, he's got the mental torture of trying to pull this back together to save himself a spot in the playoff.
Oh, that's tough. That is so difficult. So difficult. Out of bounds. It's very close to the right-hand side of the green. The wind was off the left. Just got the club face a little bit further to the right than he meant at impact. Now he's got to gather his thoughts here pretty quick. This is a horrible shot facing him.
He needs this to get in the playoff. Unfortunately, right under it. But I tell you what, things like this happen. You know, this is the nature of the beast that we play in. You know, you win some, you lose some. I mean, you just got to suck it up. He's played great golf. Hasn't happened this moment, but I tell you what, it will, because he is a class act.
Yes, we live and we learn. James Ross, you've entertained us here, young man. I'm sure your professional career, which starts very shortly, will be a good one. Frustrations continue, I'm afraid, for Jack Colgate. A quite bizarre final round for him.
Well, unfortunately, this is for a 5 on the last.
I don't even want to go to how many times have you played this hole, how many times have you had a 5, and it's going to be worse than that, I'm afraid. So a birdie putt for King to go to 8 under, and he'll be wondering what could have been today.
He's kind of just, momentum lost him near the end.
That sums it up, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think they're a bit shell-shocked, the crowd here. Gary King certainly is 72, the best he could manage on the final day after 2 fantastic rounds preceding that.
Yeah, it's just the way it went. And loads of bogeys on the front nine, just the one birdie on the back, and you thought you might get in a run, but it didn't quite happen. The Jack. Ooh, just grabbed the left-hand side. Not his day, though. I mean, look at that massive mixed bag, Andrew. I mean, bogeys, a couple of birdies, 1 over par. I mean, could have been right there at the end.
We're tapping in, unfortunately, here at the last for a triple bogey. It's a painful lesson. But for 53 holes, he should be very proud of his performance. And there it is. Got off to a bit of a slow start. Beautiful eagle at the 6th, steadied the ship. And a couple of birdies on the back 9. Everything was going so well until the triple bogey there at 18.
Well, that's how it's finished in regulation, as Andrew says. Forget the 1, remember the 53. A fantastic performance from James Ross as he heads into the pro ranks. But for the boys on 9 under, it's dream territory. Watts, Hodgson and Fenwick heading into a playoff. Well, not the first time, and probably won't be the last either, that we see a playoff on the EuroPro Tour this season. It's been very, very close, and this man Fenwick gets things underway. All pars at the moment.
Fenwick and Hodgson both hit great tee shots in here the first time round. That's a good effort again.
And that puts the pressure on, hitting the green first. Now Hodgson, can he repeat the last shot he hit to this green? Same club, same distance.
We'll see if he can hold it this time, John.
Can he do the same swing? Ah, it looks a bit leaky.
Oh, got to come back.
That's not too bad, not too bad at all.
Good start then for these two in the playoff. Hodgson chasing his second title. For Watts and Fenwick, it would be a first EuroPro Tour victory.
Well, courtesy of the last hole of regulation play, Watts knows what club will put him in a bunker. Has he taken one more to get over? He has.
You could tell he was loving that. He was walking after it. It was a gorgeous swing. Held his balance so well as well through there. Look at this. He doesn't move a muscle. Watch that head.
Well, he does a tremendous amount of strength and conditioning work, and you can see that in the physique and the swing.
Yeah, lovely swing. Staring it down. Advantage to the Wattsy boy.
Oh yeah, very, very much so. Now, can anyone else steal that back from him? Fenwick to putt first.
Of course, if he can get this one in close, in there tight by the edge of the cup, it could just make the rest of the playing partners think about it, but he's not managed that.
It's horrible. Juliet watching on, going through it with the players at the moment. This is a very, very tense finish. Hodgson then to try and steal the march.
He's had a run at it. Take the break, take the break.
Oh,
my
no.
goodness.
Oh, he's took his eye off the putt going past the hole as well.
Oh dear,
All
yes.
he could have done was maybe checking the line out on that one, because he's left himself something coming back if Watts doesn't hold this.
Ever the pro, Andrew. Well said.
Well, this is for it. Come on, James, can you hold it? Get that first win under your belt.
Oh no.
Goodness.
Would you believe it? Well, this is not dead yet. Watts has gone past, but Hodgson has gone further past, and as Andrew said, he did not watch.
Oh, I think the pace kept that out. I mean, honestly, that little bit less pace would have taken a borrow, and that would have been centre cut, man.
Remember, the 54th hole, he left it short right in the jaws.
I
He wasn't
know.
going to do that again.
No, you're dead right there, Andrew.
Fenwick for par. Let's not forget this man. No, I think we can now, though. Little groan from the Scottish fans.
He's got to be thinking now, unfortunately, that's it. You've got two good players with decent putts left. One of them's going to hold it.
Or both, and then we go back again. Hodgson then to put the pressure on first, to throw the gauntlet down.
Oh,
no.
He hit it straight through the break. Like Andrew was saying, didn't watch the putt go past.
Goodness me, well, Hodgson very, very close again today, but James Watts might steal it away from him.
Well, this is for the glory. People might say it's well overdue.
Second bite of the cherry for James Watts. Oh, and he's done it. He's done it. Not the best start today, but my goodness me, he pulled it back together through the mid-phase of that final round, and James Watts claims his first EuroPro title, and he's claimed it in the midst of a very dramatic finish to this tournament here at the Royal Burgess. So, well done to James. Confirmation that he climbs up through the order of merit into one of those coveted top 5 spots. What a difference a win makes, but it's still Senior that tops the table here on the EuroPro Tour. Right, let's get to Juliet for the presentation.
Well, it's been another fantastic event here on the EuroPro Tour. The Royal Burgess Golfing Society has been a fantastic venue for this week, and can I first and foremost bring on James Watts, our champion. Congratulations, James. How are you feeling?
Relieved, very much relieved now. Course is very good, tough finish, so to get through there would have been nice to do it in regulation, but in the playoffs, fine. Puts me in a good position in the order of merit now. So plan for the rest of the season just to push on, try and get inside that top 5.
Well done. Congratulations again, James.
Thank you very much.
And next I'd like to welcome our presentation party from Simpson and Marwick, Richard Loudon, and the club captain of the Royal Burgess, John Jarvie. Gentlemen, if you'd like to award James with his prize.
Thank you very much. James, congratulations.
Well done, James.
We're sticking with a Celtic theme here on the EuroPro Tour, as next week we head from Scotland to the Emerald Isle and Concra Wood in Castleblaney Island. Congratulations once again then to a delighted James Watts as he wins here north of the border, and my thanks to Andrew Coulthard and Johnny Morgan. But for now, it's goodbye and we'll see you again soon.